Welcome back, guys, to Sports Prophecy TV, and I'm your host, Jay Taylor. Today, we're going to break down the U.S. men's soccer team versus Jamaica in their opening encounter. So, today, we're going to analyze the upcoming matchup between the U.S. men's soccer team and Jamaica on June 24th. We will be focusing on key players for the USA and, basically discuss ways that Jamaica needs to neutralize these players, figure out their strengths and their weakness, and how we can exploit them and basically get a result out of this game. Because this game is going to be very important for both teams. So let's just go ahead and dive right into it. Let's talk about some of the key players from the United States team that Jamaica has to make sure we know where these players are on the pitch at all time. Number one, Giovanni Reyna, the Borussia Dortmund attacking midfielder, is known for his exceptional dribbling skills. We all know that he's a playmaker. He has that playmaker ability in front of goal, and we need to keep a close eye on this player. We need to apply pressure to this player at all times, because if we don't do that, this player could influence the game in a big way. As you know, the US will have home advantage in this game. And the last thing we want is the fans getting behind a player like Gio Reyna, and he starts feeling very confident. And before you know it, the game could start slipping away from Jamaica. Another player that we need to look out for is Paxton Erickson. This player is a promising young talent. He has great vision, the way he passes the football, but there's a way that Jamaica can basically neutralize this player by cutting off the passing lanes. I notice when this player is in tight spaces, he tends to make mistakes. So if we cut off those passing lanes and get him to make those second thought decisions, then we can get him to turn over the football. But if we allow those gaps in the middle of the park and allow him to basically string those passes, then Jamaica, we could be in a lot of trouble. So we have to keep an eye on this player as well, Paxton Erickson. He's a top talent, and we have to keep an eye out for him. But let's move to the forward position for the United States. These are some of the danger men, or the dangerous players that the US have. We have a player like Timothy Weah. Timothy Weah, he's very versatile, and he has a knock for scoring goals. While being like a significant threat to the Jamaican defense, we have to maintain a tight defensive line when it comes on to Timothy Weah, because he tends to find those spaces behind the defenders, between that defensive midfielder, and just disrupt everything that we're trying to do. So it's very important. I'm sure the Jamaican head coach has already did his scouting on some of these players, and I'm sure he's going to let his defenders know that we can't let a player like Timothy Weah come in behind the defense. We have to have someone tracking him from the moment he's in the final third for Jamaica. And another player that the United States, I think they should be quite happy to have this player, is Johnny Cardoso, the international man. Johnny Cardoso, he's another talented midfielder, and he can defend very well. And he has a great ability of controlling the game. He can basically trigger that play, or he can slow the game down. Kind of something like what Ravel Morrison would do for Jamaica. So we have to make sure we stop his rhythm. We can't have this player out there just feeling the game, having the fans behind him, and basically just running away with the game, because then it will be big problems for Jamaica. So remember the name, Johnny Cardoso, the international man. He's another top talent for the USA, and we have to keep an eye on him. We have to put pressure on him, focus on letting him make mistakes, put him into tight spots where he has to second guess that first pass, and then we might start seeing him lose a bit of confidence in the games. My time of watching him, he gets a bit flustered if you pressure him a lot. So Jamaica has to focus on pressing in specific areas and pressing certain players and don't let them take over the game. But we all know about the next player, the Valencia man, Yunus Musa. This is another top man out of the USA. The United States at this point is loaded, guys. If you look at some of the clubs that these players are playing, they're playing at some of the top clubs in Europe and in England. Fulham, Leeds, Valencia, Internacional. They're playing everywhere. They have top players everywhere. And you know, Musa, he's a midfielder who sometimes he can play inside, but he tends to play on the right side. And he's very speedy, guys. He's a dangerous winger. And Jamaica, we have to double up on this player, to be honest. We have to force him inside. We have to let this player come inside, or he's going to impact the game on the flank. We have to force this player to come inside. And that's why it comes down to pressing. We have to choose how we're going to press the United States and where we're going to press them on the park. Pressing is basically the way we're going to disrupt their build-up play and force their key players like Reyna and Arsene to basically make mistakes. This will also help to limit the influence of a Pulisic in the game. As we know, the Chelsea man, he can really dribble the football and he gets very creative in front of goal. So we have to have a lot of tight marking on players like Christian Pulisic. The talented winger from Chelsea is another key player. He's the one that is a proven commodity. We should also assign a dedicated marker on this player, basically track his movements, find him where he is on the park, or else he's going to find spaces in our defense. And for defensive line for Jamaica, the rule of the game should be compact, 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 compact. We should have a very compact defensive line so we can control players like Timothy Weah and Musa. We must maintain that defensive line that doesn't allow those huge spaces where the US forwards can make those dangerous runs in the back line. No, we've been talking a lot in the Jamaican space of how Jamaica should play going forward. But I think this game, Jamaica should look to play more of a counter-attacking game. Jamaica should look to capitalize on any turnovers or mistakes that the United States teams make, and then we counter them. And this is where we could catch them off guard or like exploit the gaps in their defense. So I think Jamaica should have a counter-attacking game plan for this game. And we should also make sure we focus on taking our opportunities when it comes on to set pieces. Jamaica, we have to focus on those set pieces. We can't just let anybody just take a free kick and we just kick the ball over the crossbar or just in the stands. This is a game where every single position is going to be very important. So thank you guys again and see you next time. I'm out.
Hey.